fascinating relationship between outward ripples and the deep resonance they create within ourselves. Let me take the honor to first introduce the next speaker, Dr. Chandrasekhar, famously known as the CSK, has spoken to more than 50,000 people throughout 4 continents and is ranked in the top 1% of a group of 300 leading professional speakers in India. For 20 years, he has worked at the intersection of education and entrepreneurship to enable successful ecosystems. Currently, he serves as the CEO of JGI Schools, that is Jain Group of Institutions, India. CSK has coached more than 54 business leaders and entrepreneurs and delivered innumerable presentations to audience of all sizes, sharing great strategies on business growth, efficiency, impact, reach, reputation and balance. An alumnus of IIM Lucknow, he has a PhD from University of Milan, Italy, and was ranked among the Times 40 under 40 game changers in 2020. CSK is a Bangalorean by birth and a true Hyderabadi by heart. Huge round of applause, everyone, as I call upon Mr. Chandrasekhar Devi onto the stage.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have gone through grade 6 in your life? That's a silly question, isn't it? At an engineering college. Well, when I was at grade 6, my mother, out of all the excitement and enthusiasm, got me enrolled into a folk song singing competition. You must have heard in my introduction already that I'm a Bangalorean by birth. This was Bangalore. So it was a Kannada folk song singing competition. I went there. It was pretty much the same scene, except that there were some lights. And I stood there when my turn came, and I sang the first 3 lines, and I froze. How many of you resonate with that? When I froze, all I knew was where is the nearest exit. I just ran out, didn't even give myself the second chance, and ran far into the playground and sat there on the bench. I didn't know what feelings I had. Was it shame? Was it defeat? I didn't know. It was a mixed bag. I started crying. And as I was weeping bitterly, I felt a hand on my shoulders. And when I turned, it was my class teacher, Miss Yamini, who was ready with her pallu of the sari to help me wipe my tears off. I didn't even care, it was her pallu, I just took and wiped my tears. And then she sat down and she said, I know, I understand. It's okay. And that's it. That day was over, and I wanted that day to be over as soon as possible. Next day morning, I came back to school. Miss Yamini was waiting at the entrance. And she said, come. And she took me straight into the auditorium from where I had ran. She said, go. Complete that song for me. I said, competition is over. She said, it doesn't matter, I don't care. Go, complete that song. This time I was a tiger, because there was no one in front of me. And even if I cry, Yamini ma'am's sari is available. So I just went on stage, completed the song. I forgot the tune, I forgot the music, but I completed the lyrics. And then as I came down and I looked at her, she said, with this, your fear of the stage is over. This was the line. With this, your fear of the stage is over. How many of you have the fear of the stage? It's the fear which we have created inside. The question is, what action are you taking to overcome that? Thanks to Yamini ma'am, she made me take the action within 24 hours. Now, fast forward. Today, I'm here to talk to you from this TEDx stage. Why am I talking? In fact, as I speak to you, I have 3 more talking assignments or engagements lined up for today and tomorrow. Why am I doing this? I am only doing that with the hope and with that particular purpose that the more I talk to people, the more I inspire people to tell them to take action. It's not about the speech, it's about action. So the question is how your outward ripple create inward resonance is the action you take. That ripple is that action. Again, back to my school days. When I was in grade 9, I pulled a prank. Not a very small one, but a quite major one. This time it was locking up my Kannada teacher in the washroom. This was evening around 4:30. I studied in a convent, and we had master planned the whole thing with a bunch of our friends, 2-3 of us. And then as he entered the washroom, and those days the washrooms had those latches, so we could easily pull the latch and run out. We had master planned it so much so that for the next 2 hours, even if he shouts, there will be no one to come and open the door. That also meant we were waiting outside for 2 hours. Right? Done. And he found some housekeeping guy who came and helped him. And those were not the times where you had mobile phones. Right? He finally managed to make a lot of noise and people came to his rescue and he came out. Long story short, they caught us. Next day afternoon, when we were in the principal's office, principal gave us a proper piece of his mind. And back then, even caning was allowed. And after that, principal said, well, Mr. Venkatesh, he was my Kannada teacher, Venkatesh, do whatever you want with this bunch of idiots. And then principal left the office. Venkatesh sir came, he sat us down in principal's office. First time I sat on the sofa in the principal's office. And then he said, did you enjoy? We didn't know what to answer. And as we were thinking at the word to answer, he said, next time you pull a prank, ensure that both of us enjoy. And then he said, go back to your class. We left. We were actually ashamed of what we did last evening because by then the whole school knew about what had happened. But then the words of my teacher, Kannada teacher, resonated in my mind. The next time you pull a prank, ensure that both of us enjoy. I pulled such a big prank in 2018 that I took 25 children from our schools to conquer the Everest Base Camp. The youngest kid in the contingent was 9-year-old Potaraju Samanyu. You can Google him. And we had the world record when we were entering the Sangamitra Sagarmatha National Park, where that guy said that you are creating a world record because this is the largest contingent of school children to have ever accomplished the Everest Base Camp. 2018 we did it. 2019 January we got that boy recognized through the Bal Shakti Puraskar from the Honorable President of India. The only difference this time was the prank was good, where both of us enjoyed. Now friends, what happened in these 2 stories? The first story, Yamini ma'am focused on changing my belief system. Each one of us are products of nothing but our belief system. You are what you believe. And in that belief system, there is 2 categories. Category number 1, limited belief or limiting beliefs. Our beliefs limit us. The fear of the stage was my limiting belief. Second category is the limitless belief. If Prachi is going to conquer the Climate Change Act, it is that limitless belief. Limitless belief is what makes you take action. In my second story of the prank, again, Mr. Venkatesh helped me shape my value system. And we are nothing but a byproduct of our values. Again, in the value system, there are two categories. Number one is the limiting value system, where I want to enjoy and I want to have all the fun. I don't care what happens to the opposite person. But in the second category is the limitless value system, where somebody like him who can empathize and resonate with a tree. Somebody like Vada Foundation who is trying to translocate trees at no cost to the people, but just to safeguard the piece of history. That is the limitless value system. So friends, talking to both of you about these two systems. Number one is the belief system. And number two is your value system. Something interesting will come out of it. And that's what has happened to me, and that's why I am on a mission. And that is, these two systems, when they interact, when they have a good interplay of the limitless belief system and the limitless value system, creates a new system in you, and that's your aspiration system. You must have heard of something like this: dream big. But where do these dreams come from? These dreams come from the combination of your belief system and your value system. So if you have a limitless combination of both belief and values, your aspirations will become limitless. Today, I am working in bringing together a bunch of entrepreneurs who have no fear to conquer the world. I am working together to bring in a bunch of entrepreneurs who have the best way of having fun, which is having fun both ways, the joy. And then create them so that they have the aspiration. So the next prank I'm working on is to hire a private jet, put all these entrepreneurs and travel across the globe to visit the 8 wonders of the world. Now how does this happen? It happens with aspiration. Now you may say, okay, this is your life, you're telling about your stories. What is in it for you? What is in it for you is one simple thing. All of you, and I know this for sure, all of you have that aspiration to become big in life. Financially big, intellectually big, emotionally big, and socially big. But let me tell you this secret. You will never become big unless and until you start believing that you are big. You got to start that you are big. Let me ask you this. All of you want to become rich and famous, isn't it? How many of you want to start telling me what is your introduction when I cross across the corridor for you? Do you even have the courage to come up and say, well, this is it, I'm going to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to connect with you? No. We all limit our interactions to, hello, how are you, I'm this, I'm so and so, and if I have a card, you will want my card. Card is just a piece of paper if you don't create a story for it. You need to give something so that people remember you, see, people recognize you, and people relate with you, and finally they will resonate with you. And that's what is going to make it happen. You've heard many speeches since morning where you've heard their stories. You've heard the way they've inspired the humanity. You've heard many people doing things which are out of the ordinary. Now it is your turn. It is your choice. It is your choice to change your belief system from limited to limitless. It is your choice to shape that value system from limited to limitless, and thereby create a new aspiration for yourself, because the next time you walk out of this particular hall, it should be the new you. And that's the ripple, that's the resonance we are looking for. And that's why I'm here to talk to you, and that's the reason that this is what is going to take the needle forward. Let me conclude with a story. It's all nice to listen about making it limitless, making it this, but I am done and gone after the next 10-15 minutes. But what's going to remind you? This story is my hope that it will remind you. So there was this mountain, and on top of the mountain, every Dasara, there used to be a race. And this race was the race of the dogs. 2 pack of dogs used to fight it out at the race, and then there was this one guy who used to sit at the center of the village and predict who is going to win that race. So more than the race, the man was at a priority. People used to go to him because they have to bet the next day morning. So every time they used to go to him and ask who's going to win this race, the man is going to make a prediction and then they go and put their money on that pack. This time again, he got it right. For the sake of all of you, the two packs were the black pack and the white pack. This time he predicted that it is the white pack which wins the race, and then everybody made money and they were all rejoicing. One guy like me who was curious went to that old man and said, How do you get it right all the time? And you don't even bet. He says, young boy, I am the one who conduct the race. I conduct the race, and the dogs who I feed the most will win the race. And the set of dogs who lose the race are unfed for the last 15 days. So friends, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the question to you is, which is that belief system you want to feed? Do you want to feed the limitless system or do you want to feed the limited system? Because the answer is, whichever system you feed wins in the end. Thank you very much.